Crescent Bend Nature Park is located in northeast Bexar County in the City of Schertz. This is a Bexar County park managed by the City of Schertz. Once a residential area, it was devastated by the floods of 1997 and 1998. The land was purchased by government agencies and eventually turned over to Bexar County. In September 2009, the grand opening was held for Crescent Bend Nature Park. In February 2010, I decided to visit the park for a year to photograph the nature in the park, with a main focus on the bird life. And as it turned out, it was a wonderful year. With good rains in the winter, the park becomes a blanket of color in the spring. As some wildflowers disappear, others spring up and continue through the summer and fall. The abundance of wildflowers soon turns into an abundance of butterflies, adding their beauty to the open fields. There are also a variety of dragonflies in the fields and along Cibolo Creek, some taking advantage of the many butterflies as their food source. And with the dragonflies, there's numerous other creatures along the paths of Crescent Bend, from the smallest to the largest. Each make their contribution to the beauty in the cycle of life in a nature park. All this nature within the park plays an important role to support our main characters, the birds of Crescent Bend. Through the seasons, the birds will come and go. Since the park's opening, there have been over 190 bird species reported. Some make the park their permanent home and become very territorial with newcomers. And then there are those that may be just passing through. During my year at Crescent Bend, there was always something new to discover in the park. One of the first birds I observed was a bird we named Lucy, a leucistic red-tailed hawk. This is a condition where the pigments are missing in the feathers, giving the appearance of no color or white. The eye color in these birds is normal. Lucy has a mate, and when seen together you can see the difference in their size. We believe Lucy is the male of the pair. Last year the pair nested near the park and had 2 offspring. Lucy and mate continue to stay near the park and can be seen many times flying over Cibolo Creek. There are many species nesting in the park, such as a pair of red-shouldered hawks. Last year they nested in a sycamore tree right next to the road. At first there were only 2. 2 weeks later there were 4 little ones in the nest. These 2 parents had a very busy summer. Next is a pair of barred owls. Last year they had 1 little outlet, and he hung out in the pecan grove most of the summer. Black-chinned hummingbirds nest in the pecan grove and also along Cibolo Creek. Scissor-tailed flycatchers nest also throughout the park. They can be very territorial and protective. As you can see here, one parent is very irritated with one of Lucy's offspring. One of my favorites is the restroom phoebe. This eastern phoebe has built her nest on top of the light outside of the restrooms for the last 2 years and has been very successful. A list of other birds nesting in the park include the black-crested titmouse, Carolina chickadee, Carolina wren, eastern bluebird, ladderback woodpecker, as well as the golden-fronted and downy woodpeckers, and the great crested flycatcher. Rare species are often found at the park. I photographed the western tanager in the pecan grove on May 2nd, 2010. Sandy Wheeler was the first to spot the black-throated blue warbler on May 3rd, 2010. The red-breasted nuthatch was first seen on November 22nd, 2010. Bob Doe was the first to spot the beautiful female ring kingfisher along Cibolo Creek on October 28th, 2011. I photographed the red-naped sapsucker on October 30th, 2011. The sage thrasher was photographed on November 6, 2011, also along Cibolo Creek. And one of my favorite birds is the brown creeper, which can sometimes be found in abundance throughout the winter. During the spring and fall migration, you will see many species riding the thermals overhead to carry them to their designation. Sandhill cranes, seen during the spring migration, 2012. Anhingas, also seen during the spring migration, 2012. Mississippi kites will sometimes stop by to take a rest in the park. Broadwing hawk and Franklin gulls, along with the American white pelicans. In just a few years, Crescent Bend Nature Park has become a birding hotspot. Birders from around the state and from as far away as Michigan and Maine visit the park. The City of Schertz has taken steps to help protect and preserve the nature park. One step is educating visitors about the nature found at the park. Signs along the trail with QR codes connect visitors to a website with information and photos of the park. And as the sun sets and with a full moon rising, the future remains bright for the birds and the nature within Crescent Bend.